there. On Valentine's Day, I posted on Instagram on my account called The Laurel Witch, and in YouTube Notes, and on my new Substack at Laura Daub, and I posted about this new series of mine called Who Is This? It's basically a psychic and mediumship development exercise that I'll be posting every once in a while to see if you want to test your own skills and see if you can hone in on some of those intuitive hits that you might be catching from the images that I post. I'll be sharing some details on how things can work with psychic and mediumship development and how you can work on your own skills as time goes on. So please do participate and write down your psychic hits and either share them with us or just write them down and wait for the results to be shown. Thank you very much. And here, let's get into Ruth Ann Steenhagen. Here's the photo I shared of Ruth Ann Steenhagen, and I was really pleasantly surprised at all the amazing hits that you got, and really quite a few of them were spot on. So you must have been really leaning into the intuitive hits that you got. And here are some of the comments I received on Instagram. I wanted to start off by saying that don't worry, all of my exercises won't involve some sort of crime or murder or attempted murder, as in this case, but I just wanted to give you a trigger warning that this particular story does involve a shooting. So here are a few of the hits that people wrote to me on Instagram. One was, is she a writer? Newspaper articles. Maybe she was or had a husband in the Air Force. I'm seeing planes. I think that's all I've got right now. Someone else posted, I feel like she was doing something in secret. That's definitely true too. Someone else posted, and I love this one, I nearly jumped out of my seat when I saw her. So she's definitely picked up on that murderous vibe. She says definite murder vibes. I also got immigration from German area, which is interesting because yes, actually Ruth Ann's parents were from Germany. Someone else posted, and I love this one too, if everyone knows about Lorena Bobbitt, something about her immediately gave me Lorena Bobbitt vibes. So that was someone who used a knife on her husband. She seems unhappy and unsettled. And so that's definitely right on too. And you'll notice that in the next comment, someone else mentioned unsettling vibes. So that's the energy that even this picture of a woman is giving off. This person says she's giving off some intense and unsettling vibes, and it's possible that she may have used a firearm. And that's bang on. Sorry, the pun, bang on, but yes, that's exactly what she did. She used a gun. She has dramatic features and most likely lives in North America. Yes, she does live in North America. Looks like the late 1940s. And yes, that is the case. Here's a photo I didn't share, and it's from npr.org on March 18th, 2013. It's when they covered a story on her. She had passed away a few months earlier, and basically she was considered maybe one of the first stalkers. Ruth Ann Steenhagen, you'll see that she's in Cook County Jail after she shot Eddie Waitkus. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that right, but in the chest at the Edgewater Beach Hotel, and that was June 26th, 1949. This was from the Chicago Sun-Times collection. You'll notice in the next photo from the same article, she's again posing and it looks like it's all set up. She's got this table writing a letter to him. So it certainly looks like she didn't mind the attention and she didn't shy away from the camera. So it mentions that Eddie Waitkus was the first baseman for the Philadelphia Phillies, but later on we'll see that he was traded to the Chicago Cubs. What's really interesting is that her story, or his story, if you will, was basically the first stalker story, and it actually inspired a movie called The Natural. Robert Redford was in it, and Barbara Hershey played the actress who did the shooting. So that was quite interesting. The story begins, it says that she had a crush on him and she had never met him, but she'd even set a place setting for him at the family dinner table. She put his photo under her pillow and she even had a shrine to him. And that's when she decided to kill him, of all strange things. I know that she definitely had some mental health issues. So she did go and meet him and shoot him in the chest. There's a picture of Barbara Hershey right there. According to Wikipedia, she was Ruth Ann Steenhagen. She was actually born Ruth Catherine Steenhagen and changed her middle name. She was born on December 23rd, 1929, and she was an American woman. Her parents did actually come from Germany, though. And they moved to Lincoln Park, Chicago. She graduated from Jones Commercial High School in 1947, where she studied stenography. Interesting, 2 years later, that's when she actually shot Eddie Waitkus. You'll see there was a picture there of his baseball card. So she was only 19 years old when she did shoot him. So basically, she had an obsession over him. And she even told doctors after the incident, it says, I used to go to all the ball games to watch him. We used to wait for them to come out of the clubhouse after the game. And all the time I was watching, I was building in my mind that idea of killing him. They sent her to a psychiatrist, but that didn't help. So she actually planned this and she sent him a handwritten note through a bellboy. And you'll see this handwritten note. It's extremely important that I see you as soon as possible. We're not acquainted, but I have something of importance to speak to you about. I think it would be your advantage to let me explain it to you. So she basically tricked him into seeing her. And then when he came into the room, she pretended she was someone else. She went and got the gun. She actually planned to stab him. So I thought that was interesting that the mention of Lorena Bobbitt showed up by someone. So she did plan to stab him, but then she pulled out her gun and she wanted to shoot herself as well and only had one bullet. So she went and shot him. There's a little bit more to the story, but she didn't quite kill him and she felt bad, I guess, and basically held his head on her lap while she called I guess the police. Wouldn't be 911 at that time, but she called them and they came, and while she waited, she was holding his head in her lap. So pretty amazing story. He actually didn't charge her. He didn't want her charged with attempted murder. He did have to go to the hospital, and he had a lung-threatening injury, but he didn't die. He did have to take that season off, but then returned for the next year and played on. So he was okay. After some time under psychiatric care, she went back home to her parents and still lived in Chicago for her remaining days. There's not much information on her. I don't think she ever got married, didn't really do much, sort of went into obscurity as the article mentions in the title. So basically, she got away with it. She did not have much of a life after that, but she did live a long life. She lived until 83, where she passed away. Sadly, though, according to the article on Wikipedia, the incident, which required 4 surgeries, is said to have influenced Wakes's career and probably his personal life as well, as his baseball statistics after the shooting were never the same, and he developed a great concern that others might not understand why he had visited Steenhagen's room. He also, according to Meyer, developed a drinking problem after the incident. Waitkus died in a Boston hospital in 1972 from esophageal cancer at age 53. I'll be sure to leave a whole bunch of links that I've referred to in the YouTube description. So if you want more information, please do check that out. But I'm going to make a couple other points on psychic and mediumship development. So stay tuned. Back to the picture that I provided of her, what made you feel those details about her? I wanted to point out something that I really noticed. Take a look at the top of her head and her hairstyle. The bumps, there are 2 bumps at the top of her head, almost looking like they're, devilish horns there. That really kind of struck me. I'm not quite sure if you noticed that or not, because it is right at the top of the picture. But that led me to, just that hairstyle led me to feel like there was some nefariousness going on, or something evil, or mad about this woman. You'll notice a little bit of a scowl that she's got, although her eyes look like they're nice and open, and they look like they're almost querying or wondering, but nice bright white eyes. But you'll notice there's a bit of a scowl. Her lip is almost stuck on her teeth, and I thought that was really interesting to note. Please do let me know in the comments what other things you picked up from her. I'll just mention another couple of things. Look at how wide apart her eyebrows are, although that may have been a fashion thing at the time, having those wide set eyebrows. That's really far apart. And I know a lot of you mentioned Germanic ancestry, and maybe that's just the way she has that a facial structure that might look like German ancestry. So let me know what you thought as well. And as time goes on, we'll share different features and different things about people and their pictures that we see, and the psychic hits that we feel off of them. One thing that you actually might find surprising in this first exercise that I'm sharing, and I probably won't do this again because you'll know about it, but I've actually left you a little Easter egg. It was in the hashtags when I shared my post. So really, what I'm getting at is that to be psychic, or to work on your intuitiveness, what you really want to do is look at the whole picture. And by that I mean not just looking at the woman's picture. I wanted you to actually read the whole post that I wrote and sort of take everything in and look at all the details. At the bottom, I have a hashtag you'll see I've got highlighted in blue, and it's hashtag crimes of the heart. So I didn't know if any of you had picked up on that, and if that sort of spurred you on to, or steered you in the direction to know that she might have done something criminal, and that if you read that, you would know that she must have done something with someone that she had an infatuation with or loved, and that there would be more to a story, more of a story to it. So that being said, I just wanted to say maybe this is the first lesson off of this first exercise. Be open, be inquisitive, be aware of not just the one thing that we're supposed to apparently be focusing on. It's a good idea to, I hate the term think outside the box, but basically that's what we're doing. We're not just looking at the one thing. I'll leave you with a little bit of homework until the next time. I'll give you an example of, let's say, an artist's work. Let's say you're on Instagram and you really like an artist's illustration and you don't know who they are and you'd really like to find out. Rather than asking the person who shared the work for more information, take a look through their post to see if they've already mentioned it and to see if there's links, and if there isn't a link to that person's artwork, then actually Google them. Try and find out more information on your own. It's really all about being inquisitive and doing the work yourself. In this day and age, it's really easy to have all the information given to us. So we don't have those skills anymore, or a lot of us don't. And so it's really up to us, if we want to address our intuition and really work on it, is to have that interest in going forward, picking up on small details that someone isn't going to give you. Just like that Wikipedia article that I even quoted, that may not be 100% accurate, or maybe that's not even giving all the details. It's back to being interested and finding sources and finding information and being passionate about doing that. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you with perhaps working on honing your own intuitive skills. And then once you do that and keep working at it, you're going to trust in your own intuition. Please let me know what you think and if you'd like to see more, because I find it really fun and a great exercise to do. And there's lots more that we can do. And I hope for some of you that you noticed how spot on your psychic hits actually were. So kudos to you for being so intuitive just by looking at her photo. Please do like and subscribe. And if you know someone else who is like-minded and would love to work on their own psychic hits and intuition, then please feel free to share. Thank you so much. See you next time.